Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video because after today's video, this gets to be empty again. This is my beauty trash. It's the bin that I keep all my empties in, and I am so excited because I feel like I've been really trying hard to hone in on some of my products, empty some of these out, and I feel like we have a ton of empties to go through today. So I'll be giving you my opinions on all of these products after I have used up the product to completion, what I would repurchase, what I would skip. As always, I like to remind you guys that I keep my makeup empties for my makeup rehab series. So today's empties will be all other things beauty. So I have hair care, skin care, body care, oral care, all things like that I'll be sharing in today's video, sun care. So if you're interested in makeup empties, check out my makeup rehab series, which I'll link down below. But if you're interested in seeing the products that I have used up over the past 3 or so months, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project planning content, palette themed content, or just hanging out and chit-chatting about makeup, I'd love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. Okay, I'm trying really hard with the matte lip. I was gonna toss a gloss on, but maybe I'll film one video with it totally matte. I don't not like it, I'm just so used to having a glossy lip. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna really go in no particular order, at least to start, just because I have such a full bin. But I have a ton of sheet masks. A ton of sheet masks to share with you. So we can go through all of these to begin. So up first, I have 2 of the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Ginseng Collagen Mask. I first bought this as a single. I had heard Kelly Gooch talking about this, and I was just kind of curious. I know the larger pack of 7, I believe, retails for $47. So I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to commit to almost $50 for only 7 masks, but I was definitely curious and wanted to try. And then actually both the single and the 7-pack were on sale during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. So I ended up picking up 2 of the full size 7-packs because I liked this so much. It is one of those thicker gel masks that isn't like a cloth sheet mask. So I feel like it just feels a little bit more luxurious. It just feels, I don't know, like a more spa-like experience, if you will, on your face. It sticks a little bit better. And this is something that you can either wear, what does it say on here? Leave on for 30 minutes to treat skin, leave on for 3 hours, or until mask becomes clear for full power treatment. I have been trying to find any sort of self-care moment the last several months just to make myself feel a little bit more like myself. You guys have totally caught on. You guys know what's up. I'm not fully announcing anything yet, but you guys have caught on. So anything that I can do to help my skin out, make me feel a little bit more like a human being, like a person, like my body isn't completely owned by something else and I do still have a little bit of control, I am all here for, which is why I've been, normally I'm not a single sheet mask type of girly, but this has been making me feel like a human again. So we've been doing that. I am a big fan of the Peach and Lily. I will say it is a tough pill to swallow, $47 for 7 sheet masks. If you like a treat yourself moment and you don't mind that price tag, I'd say go for it. But it was really nice that I was able to get them for half off during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, or I don't think I would have splurged for it just full price, if that makes sense. Although maybe I would have, because truly these have been there is nothing that makes me feel a little bit better than getting into bed and slapping a sheet mask on my face and just thinking, well, at least I'm doing something today. At least I'm doing something for myself, something for my skin. And these have just been keeping my soul alive. So there's those. I had also been at Marshall's, either Marshall's or TJ Maxx. And for some reason, I thought I was buying the Dr. Jart, the masks that also were that kind of gel-like collagen-based mask. I was confused, and that was not what I was buying. But I did buy a 5-pack of the Vital Hydra Solution masks, and I've used 3 of them. And then I also bought a 5-pack, sorry, I've used 4 of the hydrating ones. And then 4, I think, yes, of the Soothing Hydro Masks. These were really nice. I think I ended up buying these at the end of June. These were so nice on days that I got a little bit too much sun. I actually popped these into my refrigerator, and then I would just, again, kind of slap it on my face at the end of the night, and it just felt so nice and cooling on my skin. Definitely left my skin feeling hydrated and refreshed. I will say, I think I got the 5 packs for like $12.99, so I definitely would buy these again. Again, if I'm looking to continue to use sheet masks, which I think for the next 6 or 7 months I might be. After that, maybe still a little bit for a few months, but I don't necessarily think of myself as a fully sheet mask girly. Maybe times are changing. Maybe I will become that. But I felt like this was a good deal, and I really enjoyed both the hydrating and the soothing. I definitely would buy the I really like the soothing for those days that like maybe I got a little bit too much sun on the face, which I really do try and avoid. But you know what? Sometimes even if it was just like a long day in the sun and my face wasn't burned, it was just nice. So I definitely would buy the soothing ones again like next summer. Okay, then I have a bunch of water wipes. These are just what I personally use to remove makeup swatches, things like that. So I always have a ton of these. I don't know why I like the water wipes the best. I don't find them to be irritating to my skin. Sometimes the like fragrant, oh my gosh, I think it's the Up and Up brand at Target. I would get like I would get fragrance-free sensitive skin, or the ones that are fragrance, and the fragrance-free ones are almost too cloth-like and didn't have enough saturation that I didn't like those. And then the ones that had like fragrance irritated my skin. So I like the water wipes. These are what I've been using. I think I actually, hold on, I want to see what I bought last time. All right, last time I was at Target, I ended up getting the Millie Moon ones. I still have 1 pack of the water wipes left. So I haven't even busted into these to see like what I think compared to them. But I think about these because they're like a couple dollars cheaper, and honestly every dollar counts now. All right, what else do we have in here? I feel so overwhelmed by all the empties. I have a couple of Tree Hut scrubs. I love the Tree Hut scrubs. They've been my go-to for years. The 2 scents that I have, I had Ocean Glow, which was actually my daughter's, but we just shared. And this one is really nice. This one has hyaluronic acid in it, and then it's green microalgae and rainbow algae. That's like the scent, which you wouldn't think would smell good, because when you think of algae, I just think of like literally the nasty green stuff that like floats by the lily pads. I know it can be floating without the lily pads, but for some reason I seem to see algae most by lily pads. But this smells so good. To me, this has a bit of, I was gonna say kind of a masculine scent, but almost like a cologne-y water type of scent. I don't know. I really like this one. I definitely would buy this one again. And then I used up the Moroccan Rose one, which has Moroccan argan oil, rosehip oil, and shea butter. Oh my god, I loved this one. I was nervous about this one because I'm not always like a floral lover, especially rose. But this smelled so good. It smelled so freaking good as well. So really enjoyed both of these. You guys know I love Tree Hut scrubs. They have really thick granules. Like I feel like they really get in there and do their job, but I have very dry skin, so anything to get the crusty dusties scraped away from the skin. And then speaking of Tree Hut products, I also finished up the Tropic Glow Moisturizing Shave Oil. I've gone through several of these. I've gone through another Tropic Glow before. I think for the shave oil, the Ocean Glow, which I had in the Ocean Glow, or maybe Moonlit Glow is my favorite scent for the oil. Tropic Glow kind of smells like the Boom Boom Cream from Sol de Janeiro. I don't not like it, but there's definitely other scents that I prefer over this one. I currently have the Moroccan Rose in the Tree Hut shave oil. Shave oil works best for me, again, just because I have such dry skin. Still not perfect. Like I still feel like I'm constantly bleeding while I shave just because I'm so dry. But this has been a go-to for several years. I've gone through probably like 7 to 10 bottles of these at this point in time, so these are a forever favorite currently as well. Because it was the summertime, I have quite a few SPF products. I have the Up and Up Sport Sunscreen Spray, and then the Neutrogena Beach Defense. I really like the Neutrogena. I used to not be a spray sunscreen type of a girl, but I feel like when you become a mom and you're chasing your child around, like begging them to put on sunscreen, and like lotion just seems to be a little bit too much for them, spray is where it's at, and it's just so easy to apply. So Neutrogena was kind of my go-to this summer. I actually think I still have a Neutrogena like in my beach bag that doesn't expire yet. But I did also finish up the Vacation Classic Whip, and if you're a mom that doesn't like the spray, doesn't mind paying a hefty price tag, unless you can find it on sale, which I recommend getting it on sale, and you want your kids to rub in their sunscreen, I highly recommend the Vacation Classic Whip. This is so fun. I have told stories on my channel, so I'm not gonna repeat myself, but I do love whipped cream. I have some funny stories about literally driving in the car, spraying whipped cream into my mouth. Probably not safe to like whip cream and drive, I get that. But I literally once, like from purchasing whipped cream can to getting home, finished a full can of whipped cream. So I love whipped cream, and I love to, you know, be protected from the sun. I ended up getting this, I think actually this was on sale during Ulta 21 Days of Beauty in the spring. Loved this. I ended up buying the glowy version, which the glowy version is so glittery, you guys. Like you put that on and you are going to be getting glitter wherever you sit. We ended up having, my daughter had it on and she was sitting on a chair, and she got up from the chair and I'm like, why is this chair like so golden and glittery? It was the sunscreen. So for me personally, I prefer the Classic Whip. I absolutely would buy this again, hopefully on sale, because full price it's $22. But I thought this was so fun. It literally comes out like whipped cream, and a little bit does go a long way. Really enjoyed this. I highly recommend this. I get it feels a little bit gimmicky, and I get it's very expensive, but for me this is like something I would be willing to splurge on because I just love a whipped cream sunscreen, I guess. I'm not loving my hair. I'm not loving my hair, just like whatever, it is what it is. What else do we have? Okay, I have the Hemp's Sugared Banana Vanilla Blossom moisturizer. I have 2 of these in backup because I like this so much. It's my favorite scent. I love a banana scent. Love a banana scented thing, and this is no exception. This is like a nice, sweet, truly sugared banana, and I just love, I love the scent of this. Honestly, any time of year, this is something primarily I usually wear in the spring, summer, but I would even wear it in the winter. So I've already purchased 2 backups. If you like banana scented things, I highly recommend checking that out. I feel like it does a really nice job of making my skin feel moisturized, but it's not one of those super thick, like body butter type of products that feels like it takes forever to settle into the skin. Like it blends right into the skin. I don't feel like I'm getting lotion all over my clothes, and I really enjoy that. I have been trying to go through, I have this little like bin of like sample size or deluxe size products, so I've been trying to go through some of those. So I had a couple leftover Madison Reed conditioning packs just from previous times that I've dyed my hair. I had 3 of them. I actually really enjoy the conditioner that they include, and I do like the Madison Reed hair care like dyeing systems. They're just more expensive than a lot of other ones, so sometimes I don't always want to splurge, but I like the scent of the conditioner too. Then I have this K-Bond 20 Defy Damage Power Mask. I have no clue. Oh, it's from Joico. Joico, got it. I was like, I have no clue where this brand is even from. I really liked this. I feel like you can get this brand at Ulta. I feel like you can. I really liked this mask. I am just trying to like whittle my way down to like as few of products as possible right now, because I will ultimately be moving and I don't want to move a ton of products. Plus I just feel like I'm all out of sorts right now, and like eventually we'll get into a routine, we'll get into a hair care routine, we'll get into a good skincare routine. But as of this moment, I'm just trying to use up kind of lingering products that I have and really keep it to the bare minimum, especially when it comes to like body care, hair care, honestly even skincare and things like that. So this is something I would consider buying in the future for a nice treatment mask. It's not something when it instantly go by, because again, I'm just trying to like keep it to the bare minimum for now. I also finished up the Redken All Soft Moisture Restore. This wasn't my favorite for Redken products. I'm like, I have one behind me. I absolutely love the Acetic Bonding Concentrate Mask. So this is what I would buy for a mask from Redken. I love this. It's a 5-in, It's a 5-minute leave-in mask. I feel like this works wonders for my hair. It has 16%, okay, it has 16, no. It It has citric acid plus in it, 16% conditioning care complex. Anyway, this smells so good. I love the smell of this. It reminds me of the hair salon, and I just feel like my hair feels so much smoother and honestly just like less damaged when I'm reaching for this. I don't currently have one of these open and going. Again, really trying to like really keep it to the bare minimum. Like I'm trying to get down to like one shampoo, one conditioner, one clarifying shampoo, and like that's it until like we're in a new space, and then we can start not feeling like we need to pack everything up at some point. So like, how much do we really want? I will absolutely own this again. This I will own again. I just don't need it in this moment, but I highly recommend this product. I've gone through several bottles of this. It has always worked for me. I have very thick, dry, damaged, color treated hair, and this has always worked very, very well for me. I have the Aranco Crystal Halo Balancing Scalp Scrub Shampoo. I believe I got this in a Beautylish Lucky Bag. This was fine. It definitely did have like granules in it for like scrubbing your scalp. I'm not so concerned about like dandruff or dry scalp. That's not really an issue that I deal with, but because I have such like dry, thick hair, I honestly felt like this was a little bit difficult for me to use because I felt like it would kind of tangle my hair up with the granules in it. So I just don't think my hair is like best suited to this product. Nevertheless, I still ended up using it up, but like honestly, a scrub style shampoo isn't necessarily what I'm wanting or reaching for. So I have no interest in picking this up or another product similar to this, but it was nice to try and use up. I also have from the Happy Hair People the Feeling Groovy Curl Defining Cream. I wanted to try something a little bit less expensive than the IGK Rich Kid styling cream, which was my go-to styling cream for like French braiding my hair and getting like second day mermaid curls. This did not work in the same way as the IGK, and I've gone back to the IGK. I didn't love the scent of this. It's supposed to have an amazing feel-good fragrance. It kind of had like a morning time, almost like orange creamsicle type of scent to it. It just wasn't something that like hit for me. I could see a lot of people really liking this, but it just wasn't my favorite. I felt like this was very heavy in my hair, which is kind of difficult just because I have, again, very thick hair. So I oftentimes don't find that products feel too heavy in my hair, but I felt like this felt heavy and weighted down. And honestly, when I use this compared to IGK, I feel like my curls or my waves wouldn't last as long the following day. So it's not a product that I would return to personally, but at least I know just IGK Rich Kid for me is where it's at. From Frenchie, I'm like words. I got this at Target. I have the Frenchie Hair Wellness Unwind and Reset Restore Conditioner. Now, I was like, do I really want to get a restoring conditioner? But I wanted to buy this because it's the Unwind and Reset, and the scent on it is Lavender Cloud, and it said it has mood science scent technology. I am a nighttime showerer. That is just like, I have been a nighttime showerer my whole life, and I love lavender scented things to like set the mood for night. I love the sleepy like lavender scented Lush lotion. I love literally lavender scented anything for the evening time. So I wanted to give this a try, and I love the scent of this. It almost smells like I was gonna say, what does a lavender cloud even smell like? But then I sniffed this and I wanted to be like, it almost smells like a lavender cloud. It just has this like light sugared lavender smell, but not so sugared that it smells like if you could get lavender cotton candy. Oh, it smells so good. It just like makes me so happy and so ready to sleep. The one thing I will say about this though is I don't find this to be conditioning enough for my hair. So oftentimes what I would do, and I know this is a little bit extra, but I love the scent of this so much. I honestly feel like if they have a shampoo, which they probably do, maybe I should just get the shampoo in this scent. Anyway, we're going off, we're derailing. Oftentimes I would reach for my raw sugar deep conditioner, or like conditioner, which I love and is perfectly conditioning for my hair, and then I would go in with like a second condition, or I would mix the two together to like get the condition that I want, but then get this scent. My daughter also loves this. I have gone on to Repurchase. I have another one of these in my shower, and yes, I have multiple conditioners because I just love the scent of this so much that I constantly want it in my shower, which feels a little bit extra considering what I just said, but oh my god, it just smells so good. If you like lavender scented things, I highly recommend that. And honestly, if you have like fine to medium hair, I feel like this would be plenty conditioning for you. I just require a lot when it comes to my conditioner. I did also finish up the Olaplex number 3. I've gone through several of these in the past. I would potentially buy this again. However, I think I like the K18 one just a little bit more. I know the K18 one is a little bit more expensive, and honestly, I'm not looking to buy any of these at the moment. I just got my hair chopped, so like it should be healthy for a little bit. And yes, like I can still mix in hair treatments from time to time, but right now I have the K18 hair oil treatment. That I have plenty of other treatments I can be using. Eventually, I will likely buy one of these hair perfectors, whether it be Olaplex number 3 again or the K18. I do recommend number 3. I know there's been controversy around number 3 in the past, I think because of ingredients in it. I've never had an issue with it. I do enjoy this. Not feeling the itch to go repurchase it immediately, because honestly, even just getting into bed and slapping a mask on at night sometimes feels like a lot of work. So to be taking the steps to like do a full hair masking routine really feels like a lot of effort these days. So we can just wait until down the road when we're wanting a hair mask. But I do still really like that. I just don't need it in this moment. And what does a need really even look like? Okay, last hair care product I believe is the Biolage Ultra Hydra Source Conditioning Balm. I absolutely love this. I have gone through several bottles of this in the past, and this is something that when the jumbos are on sale, I believe at the very beginning of the year at Ulta, I will buy again. I love the scent of this for one. It kind of has that like clean like eucalyptus hair salon / spa sort of scent. I love the scent of this, and I find this so deeply conditioning for my hair. It is perfect. So we'll buy it again at some point. Don't need it in this moment. Usually I will buy like one set of this, like I'll buy the shampoo and the conditioner when they're on sale at the beginning of the year at Ulta, and I'll just buy one set, and then I'll use the raw sugar to kind of supplement throughout the rest of the year, and then I'll buy again in January. So I do love this stuff though. If you have thick dry hair, highly recommend. Moving on, I actually have some fragrances, so we can talk fragrance next. Maybe only 2. I thought I had more. Okay, I have the Woody Chestnut from Dossier, and this is inspired by Replica by the Fireplace. I believe it's about Fireplace. I always mix it up with Fireside, but I believe it's Fireplace. I love both the Dossier and the Replica, and I feel like the one from Dossier almost has more of like a woodsiness aspect to it, whereas I feel like the one from Replica almost has a bit more sweet cinnamon to it. So I definitely would buy this again. I think I was at Target the other day and I can't remember what Target I was at, but I believe they might sell some Dossier in Target now. So if I could get Woody Chestnut at Target, would absolutely do. Would do it in a heartbeat. And I love that scent for the fall, so I could see myself buying that again in the very near future. I am excited to move out of Fragrance Empty though, because we just got to be moving some things out of the collection. And then I have the Kayali Maldives in a bottle, which I purchased earlier, I think maybe end of June. I'm afraid to smell this. I'm afraid to smell it because I loved it so much when I first started trying it, and then scent aversions happened. And I'm afraid, and this is just like one of those, I fear I ruined this for myself. When I was pregnant with Zoe, I ruined the Bath & Body Works Marshmallow by the Fireside fragrance candle forever. And now even like Pumpkin Bonfire, that candle, which I like, but it has a bit of that marshmallowiness to it. Still, even that, like the scent is like kind of ruined. Loved this, and I feel like this is something that I just should have put away, if you get what I'm saying. And I didn't because I wanted to pan it. it's not quite to the level that like Marshmallow by the Fireside is ruined, but oh yeah, it is. It's bringing back a few. It's bringing back a few. Like, I really like this. It's a little bit sugary and sweet. At least like that's like the part that I'm like, ugh. I do love Maui in a bottle, but I put that one away to be safe because that has a banana note, and I was like, I am not ruining this for me. I also fear that I ruined Danca Mystica for myself from Sol de Janeiro, and I bought a backup of this. I feel like this one might be saved though next summer. Like, I feel like this one is in the clear. I don't know about this one. I would still recommend this. I just don't know that I personally will ever be able to wear this again because I wore it at a time that I shouldn't have been wearing it because my nose wasn't having it at that point in time. Regardless, this was one of my favorite Cali scents that I have tried and used, and I'm excited to move another fragrance out. All right, and then we have a lot of skincare and body care. I do have one toothpaste. By the way, normally you guys always see the, oh my gosh, what is it? The TheraBreath in my empties. I will say the last TheraBreath that I've used, I've been buying the big jumbos now and like filling my minis with the jumbos. So I don't have a TheraBreath to share right now, but if you guys are looking for a mouthwash recommendation, TheraBreath is where it's at. I have the Native toothpaste. I just tossed this in here because I figured why not. I ended up purchasing this. Me, my mom, and my sister got this, and my daughter, when we were in Florida over spring break this year. And it was in the scent, it was the Whitening Wild Mint. This was fine. I personally prefer the Crest Gum Detoxify, so I'm not gonna buy this again, but it was fine in a pinch. It was fine in a pinch. I thought I'd just share that in case anyone is wondering about the Native toothpaste. Wasn't the worst, wasn't the best. All right, what else do we have? Okay, a self-tanning. I have the Isle of Paradise Dark Glow Clear Self-Tanning Mousse. I feel like Isle of Paradise doesn't sell their self-tanning water anymore. Or I can never find it in stock, and I'm like, but that's my favorite. The self-tanning mousse was fine, but I just prefer the water so much more. So I've kind of been dabbling in other self-tanners. I also haven't self-tanned in probably 2 months or more, which is a little bit crazy for me. But you guys know Isle of Paradise tanning water has been my favorite for such a long time. So I'm hoping that it's not forever gone. If you can get the water over the mousse, I personally would recommend the water. That's just my personal preference, but I did buy the mousse and finish the mousse. The rest I think is body care or skincare. From Naturium, I did finish the Glow Getter Multi-Oil Body Butter. I really liked this when I first started using this, but I found when I've been using it this year that it pills on me and it just like doesn't fully sink in, but it's not this like ultra hydrating body butter. I don't know, I wasn't loving it. I do have a second one because I bought 2 when I first bought this, so I do have a second one that I'm working my way through. I would not purchase again after finishing, which makes me sad because I loved this when I first started using it, but this is just not a favorite anymore. I have a couple of body oils that I have finished up. So I have the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom body oil. I liked this. It smelled like the Boom Boom cream, but I believe this, I don't even know how much this is, maybe 30, somewhere in the 30 or 40s. I feel like I just go through body oil really quickly, probably because I have a lot of surface area to cover and my skin is just so dry that I feel like it requires a lot of body oil. I would not pay $30 to $40 for this again. There's just so many less expensive alternatives for body oils that I like just as much, if not better. Wouldn't buy this again. I didn't dislike it, I just personally don't want to spend that much on a body oil. But if you like this scent, I do recommend this. And this is a scent that does kind of linger. It's not something that like dissipates right away, so there is that aspect to it. Again, for me, I just don't think it's worth spending that much on a body oil. I do, however, really enjoy the Salts Air body oils. I have Pink Beach here. This is something that I would buy again. I am currently going through a couple other body oils, trying to finish those off. Again, trying to whittle down to the bare minimum. I would buy this scent again come next spring, summertime. It has a very nice, kind of just like vacation-esque sort of scent, but also I'm smelling this. I'm like, did I ruin this too? No, I hope I didn't ruin a bunch of things that I like loved the smell of. It's possible that there's other scents too. This, I believe, retails for $24 full price, but I feel like if you wait for the right time, you can get this like 30% off, which is a lot more affordable compared to like the Sol de Janeiro. So I really like this. It was deeply moisturizing. It is something that takes a little bit of time to like fully set in, but because it is so deeply moisturizing, I feel like my dry skin really did like it. So I would buy this again. I have a couple of Peach and Lily skincare products. I absolutely love Peach and Lily. I have the Ginger Melt Oil Cleanser, which I've gone through several bottles of this. I've recently switched over to a different one. I can't remember what the brand is. I will switch back to this. I feel like I'm always like, is there something that's a little bit cheaper that I can get? And then I'm like, no, the Peach and Lily is just the best. I've gone through, I think, 4 or 5 of these at this point in time. Once I finish the one I'm going through, I will buy this one again. It is just the best. It is my favorite. It is such a perfect first step cleansing oil. I feel like it does such a nice job of breaking down my makeup, but also not stripping my skin. My skin feels so hydrated after using this. It's just the best, you guys. I just need to like come to terms with that and just realize maybe I can just buy the jumbo one and save myself a little money there, but I need to stop like thinking there's something better out there, because there just isn't. And then I have the Peach and Lily Power Calm Hydrating Gel Cleanser. I really like this. However, I will say I've been really enjoying the Prequel glycemic, not glycemic, glycerin, glycemic, the glycerin cleanser, and that is, you are getting more product with that, and it is less expensive. So, you know, maybe I can splurge on my Peach and Lily Ginger Melt Cleansing Oil, but then I can save a little bit in the cleanser. I still would highly recommend this cleanser. It was a perfect, like it really was deeply cleansing, but I did feel like it, again, didn't strip my skin, and my skin still felt hydrated and still like nourished after using this cleanser. I loved this cleanser for both morning and night. If I was trying to take off a full face of makeup, I felt like this did a really nice job. I just really like the Prequel one, so that's where I'm sticking to with that. Again, still would highly recommend this. I've gone through several of these as well, so it is a great cleanser, but I'm sticking with the Prequel for now. All right, I have the First Aid Beauty Resurfacing Liquid. I've had this for so long, I finally finished this off. I do love this product. I feel like First Aid Beauty has rebranded, and I think they still make this, but I'm not positive. I would buy this again. Again, I want to get my way through some of the skincare that's just lingering in my collection, and then kind of just like start afresh. I do have like a running list of some of my favorite skincare products, and I know like I could just be doing my skin a favor now and just be using my favorite skincare products, but I also don't want to waste the ones that I currently have in my collection. And I don't have like bad skincare in my collection, but I'm not going to instantly go repurchase this, because then I would just be using this and not trying to finish up some of the other products in my collection, if that makes any sense. If this is still available, I would absolutely return to this though, because I feel like this does such a nice job of exfoliating my skin and just keeping my skin a little bit fresh, a little bit less dull. And I really enjoyed this product. I also finished up the Versed Weekend Glow Daily Brightening Solution Toner. I really liked this. I prefer the milky hydrating one from Versed, and I will say I do reach for a toner frequently, and I think I would always like to have at least one toner in my collection, likely a hydrating toner. This one was obviously for like a glow, to kind of add glow back to the skin. I don't necessarily feel like I need this from a toner, and it's not something I would feel like I haven't missed since this has been out of my collection, and I've been enjoying reaching for a hydrating toner in the mornings, rather than feeling like I could reach for a hydrating one, or I could reach for this one in the morning, and I should reach for this one to try and get use out of it and finish it up. So while I think this is a nice toner, it's just not what I'm personally looking for in my skincare routine right now. I would and will buy the milk one again, the one that's in like the tan bottle. I do really like that. I just have a couple other hydrating toners I'm trying to finish before buying that. I have a couple of skincare minis that I finished up. So I finished up the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. I do really like this. This is something I would buy and have on hand for traveling, because I do feel like it does a nice job of hydrating. So for wearing on a plane, or there were times that, well, the times that I have been reaching for this, because I haven't really been traveling, is I would just wear it like one night a week to just hydrate my skin. I will say for overnight hydrating masks, day to day, I do have others that I enjoy probably a little bit more than this. I could also just wear those on a plane too. There's something about like the little jet lag mask though that feels like I'm out there traveling and I'm wearing the jet lag mask because I'm a jet setter. There's something about that I'm like, I could totally see myself buying this for a trip again. It's not something I feel like I need in my daily makeup / skincare collection, but nice to use. The Peter Thomas Roth Anti-Aging Cleansing Gel. This was fine. It was very, very sudsy. A little bit went a long way. I have other cleansers I prefer over this, so not something I would buy again. And then I also have the Peter Thomas Roth Firm Peeling Gel. This is like one of those like dry exfoliants. Not my favorite type of product. I got this in an advent calendar. Once I finished it, I didn't feel the need to go buy it again, but it was fine to use. I also got this product in an advent calendar and I loved this. And in fact, I do feel like I kind of need a face oil right now. I have placed my pre-order for the Revolve advent calendar. So I'm like, hopefully there's another face oil in that. Otherwise, that is one product that I'm like, I do kind of need because I do like to do my like gua sha. And right now I don't feel like I have a face oil to like help with the slip of that. Anyway, the Summer Fridays Heavenly 16 all-in-one face oil I liked. I feel like I don't know if they've rebranded, reformulated, or just have a different oil now, or if this is still available. Would absolutely buy again. My skin loved this. I feel like it was deeply hydrating. It didn't feel too heavy. It didn't break me out. I really liked this. So if I could buy this again, I definitely would consider. The only thing is I think it's like over 60 bucks. So I'm like, ugh, is there something cheaper for like a face oil? Probably. I do have one other fragrance empty. It is from Shay Blu. It's the Talalas Camellia. Can I get, oh, I got a little bit of that. Still a little out. I did really like this. Okay, wait, do I have, oh, the last little squirts of this. This had a nice light floral scent. My only complaint with the Shay Blu fragrances is I don't feel like they are very long lasting at all. So I personally would not purchase in a full size. They did send over their like trial sample pack to me. I wouldn't purchase in a full size simply because it really annoys me when I have to like keep reapplying my fragrance. I don't love to do that, but I have liked the majority of their fragrances. I just wish that they were a little bit longer lasting. From Goop Beauty, I have the Goop Glow Micro Instant Glow Exfoliator. This was fine. I got it in an advent calendar. It was a nice exfoliator for the face. A little bit more aggressive maybe, which I don't necessarily mind, but this is not something I would personally seek out. There's other face exfoliants I would purchase over this one. I also don't know that I really care about a physical face exfoliant. That's not something I feel like is like completely necessary to my skincare routine. So if I have them lingering in my collection, I'll use them, but I don't feel like that's something I feel the need to have. And then speaking of face exfoliants, I also have the Tatcha Rice Polish. I do really like the Tatcha Rice Polish. I like when you use this, it almost kind of suds up on your face as well. And so I know this is really expensive, but if I really desired to have like a physical exfoliant in my collection for the face, I probably would rebuy the Tatcha face polish. I have one of my Sephora face razors. I just wanted to shout these out. I've rebought these already. I really like these for shaving my face. They work really well, and I think it's $12 for 4. So just want to shout that out. That one is ready to go in the trash because it is starting to like rust. From Peach Slices, I have the Redness Relief Azelaic Acid Serum. I did really like this, and I felt like this did make a difference in like acne and redness. I struggled to consistently use this product and many products because I just don't have a great skincare routine, to be honest. I used to be so good about having a really good consistent skincare routine, and I've just fallen so far off the wagon of that. So I think honestly, I could see myself getting really into a like full skincare routine and moment again in about 6 to 7 months. Like I could totally see that, but until then, I would highly recommend this though. If you struggle with acne or if you struggle with redness, I would recommend, and I love Peach Slices. They are the sister brand to Peach and Lily, and they are more affordable. So that is something I would recommend, and I could see myself potentially returning back to that product at some point. And then to end it, I have 2 other skincare favorites. I have the Biossance Squalane Marine Algae Eye Cream. I think I've gone through 2 or 3 of these at this point in time. I do love Biossance skincare. They are one of my favorite skincare brands, and I do really like the eye cream because I feel like it is really nice and hydrating for underneath the eyes. I have a couple other eye creams that I'm trying to get through at this moment, and then to be honest with you, I could see myself having the Biossance for nighttime for hydrating, but I do really like the firming one from Fresh as well. So you will probably see this in my collection again, especially because I do like to buy Biossance skincare sets, and you oftentimes do get an eye cream in your sets. But anyway, love that product. Would recommend, honestly would recommend just about anything from Biossance. And then the final empty that I have is from Tula. It's the 24/7 Moisture Hydrating Day and Night Cream. I've gone through several jars of this, both the ones that I've purchased, and Tula has sent 2 to me at this point in time. This is one that they sent for their birthday in the little chrome pot. I do really like this jar. I'm like, should I keep this and put other things in it? I definitely could, but also I'm like, do I care enough? I love the scent of Tula products. I absolutely could see myself buying this again as well. I love this for a daytime moisturizer because it is one of the more hydrating moisturizers that I've found that I can still use in the morning, and my makeup goes on just fine on top of it, but one of the more hydrating ones. Sometimes I feel like in the morning, if I'm wanting something deeply moisturizing, it's like I have to put it on and let it sink in for a while, or I have to go with a more lightweight gel moisturizer that isn't as hydrating. So I do really enjoy the Tula one. I do recommend. And after that, you guys, wow, long video. I have an empty bin, which I'm so freaking excited about. So excited to toss and recycle all of these products, start afresh. I'm sure I'll have another empties before the end of the year, and I am gonna be just like a mad woman trying to use up so many products before ultimately I move. But that is it for today's video. I'd love to know in the comments below what products you've recently used up. Do you have any new favorites? Do you have any fails? Let us all know in the comments. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.